Hello, everyone, and welcome to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of ACHA Division I Men's Ice Hockey as the 19th-ranked Arizona State Sun Devils take on the Missouri State Bears here in Tempe for the final home game of the regular season. For Arizona State, they had a great end to the first semester. They ended up taking 2 wins, sweeping the University of Arizona's Wildcats down in Tucson, and bringing in my partner, Niall Cooper. Niall, Arizona State and head coach Tate Green didn't want the semester to end.
No, they certainly did not. It was blossomed into a great finish to 2019, and they would have loved to ring in the new year with a game right here on New Year's Eve. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. They had to go to break, but they had a lot of momentum coming off those games down in Tucson. We saw them play some big games, get an overtime victory. Clayton Lackey, that was a little scary. I know we were both watching that one. That took our breath away when he took a hard hit into the boards, was a little shaken up, but he bounced right back up and I believe got a point on that game winner in overtime from the captain, Kowalchuk. And the Sun Devils finished 2019 exactly how they want to start 2020 and this brand new decade as they look to make a bid for nationals.
Arizona State also got a few presents under the tree, just like I did, picking up 2 new players during the break.
Well, it's nice that you're going to brag, Brett, on getting those presents. I didn't get quite as much under the tree this Christmas year, but Arizona State did get 2 new players, a couple big guys. They got the transfers, Bo from New York, if that's correct.
NCAA D3.
Yes, he made the transfer from out east out here, an engineering major, very smart guy. We could use a little bit more of that around here. He's going to bring the smarts, and the Calgary, Alberta native, Spencer Yank. He's going to be coming in. He's coming off playing in the BCHL, and he's going to be an Arizona State player. Not quite ready to play right now, so he's going to be manning the camera for us tonight. But a couple big guys, both 6'3", both over 200 pounds, one on defense, one on forward. And I think it's that size difference that might put Arizona State over the top going into the end of the season. They play a lot of games on the road. It's going to be hard hockey. It's going to be physical hockey. You know, Arizona State, the first half of the season, they love to play offensively. And I think they're going to have to learn how to win those tight games going into the second half of the season.
Missouri State had a great end to last season, ended up finishing in the national championship picture, but coming up just short. But for the Bears and head coach Jeremy Law, he said it's been inconsistency that's been hampering them this season.
It certainly has. They lost a handful of players on defense going into the season, seniors they thought would be coming back, and that was certainly a hard blow to take early on in the year. They made it to the second round of nationals last season. Right now, a losing record, not quite in that same picture, but they have a very tough schedule to finish the season out, and I think that really plays in their favor, and Coach Law echoed the same sentiment, that he believes that they can get some big wins on the road and at home against some teams and make up for some games that were winnable that they dropped, that they might be able to squeak into the Nationals.
Folks, it's senior night here at Oceanside Ice Arena, and Puck Drop is coming up live next here on Arizona State Hockey YouTube.
For 4 years, the ACHA played 127 games. He served for 2 years as president. He handled corporate sponsorship and served for 2 years as assistant captain. His most memorable moment was beating University of Arizona 6-0 on their teddy bear night. In the future, Austin plans to go to law school and get a master's in sports business and contract law. Here to greet him today are his parents, Ben and Matthew Colombo. number 16, Josh Bell. And left wing, number 79, Alex Rubin. On defense, number 18, Chris Brown. On defense, number 27, Derek Smith. And in goal, number 35, Brady Griffin. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the starting lineup for your Sun Devils. At right wing, number 22, Braden Shaw. At center, our graduating senior, number 21, Austin Palumbo. At left wing, number 13, Alex Devin. On defense, number 2, Jacob Yoho. On defense, number 5, Zach Kowalczuk. And in goal, number 1, Bronson Moore. ASU is head coach by Tate Green, assistant coaches Jim Ellis and Austin Klein. Missouri State is head coached by Jeremy Law, assistant coach Brendan McClue. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you all please rise and remove your caps and join in the playing of the national anthem sung tonight by Sophia Medici.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets red, the bombs bursting in, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the
And welcome everyone to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of ACHA Division I Men's Ice Hockey. And it's now time for tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Just Dishin'. For the visiting Missouri State Bears, in goal will be number 35, Brady Griffin. Forward, number 16, Josh Bell. Defenseman, number 18, Chris Brown. Forward, number 24, Hunter Cooley. Defenseman, number 27, Derek Smith. And forward, number 79, Alex Rubin. For the Arizona State Sun Devils, it'll be number 1, Bronson Moore in between the net. Number 2, one of the new players for Arizona State, Thomas Bowe. Number 5, defenseman Zachary Kowalczuk. Number 13, Alex Demon. Number 22, forward Braden Shaw. And the senior for Arizona State, number 21, Austin Palumbo. And those starting lineups were brought to you by Just Dishin', connecting the dots between fashion and hockey. Brett Vaughn and Niall Cooper inside the booth tonight. And we're both getting the go-ahead from both goaltenders before we proceed for tonight's last home game for Arizona State.
Yes, and what a night it should be, Brett. I'm really looking forward to this final home game. It seemed like we had a home game every other week going into the start of the season and through that first half up until we finished around Thanksgiving. And, man, I've been itching to get back out here.
Looks like the referees are letting the ice settle a little bit. It's a little wet still after the Zamboni. This will be Arizona State's first game coming off from winter break. Missouri State's already played as they played Lindenwood University last weekend in Missouri.
And that's a tough matchup. Number 4 Lindenwood, that's the cream of the crop right there, Brett, and they certainly got things off to a hot start to start 2020.
And we are underway here at Oceanside Ice Arena. Alexander Demon will dump the puck in deep. Brady Griffin elects to not play it behind his net. And the puck will pop over Kowalczuk's stick and an Arizona State zone. Thomas Bowe's first touch as a Sun Devil, and he'll play the puck out to the neutral zone. Missouri State trying to counter quickly, and Bell ends up absorbing a check from Palumbo, but gets the puck in deep. Demon, area pass off the wall. Shaw on the left side. Shaw trying to work around Derek Smith. He'll have to stay to the outside. Shaw gets the puck down in the corner. Centers that one in front, but it's blocked by the skate of Bell. Puck just couldn't keep it in was the defenseman Jack Hosworth, and Arizona State has to touch up and go for a change. Smith plays it up into the neutral zone. Hosworth takes it away. Slavic ends up putting it down low. Elliot Plurd, the leading goal scorer in the Western Collegiate Hockey League, centers that one in front, but no Sun Devils there. Slavic, a quick point shot on, and that'll be saved by Griffin. Rubin headmans it up for Missouri State, but puck couldn't connect, and Missouri State has to touch up. Slavic, chip off the high glass. Bears will throw it back in again. Arizona State looks like they're trying to knock some of the rust off the winter break. Slavic couldn't find Plurd on the tape-to-tape pass, and the Bears will come in now. Lohman with the quick snapshot on, and Moore's able to glove it and not allow a rebound. Draw will be to the right of the goaltender Moore. Missouri State wins it. Quick point shot on, and the shot from Lauder ends up getting blocked by Havner. Puck comes over to the corner side. Moore comes out of his net and swings it back around the boards. Bears have control with it. Husted, he's able to get there first. Now to Porter with speed on the right side. Porter goes his way in, and the shot ends up being saved by Griffin, and Missouri State clears the pressure.
How about that speed from Damon Porter, making the rush all the way down the right wing to the front of the net. A great chance for the Sun Devils.
Porter gets it again. Circling Wayne, Havner on the left side, wide open. Havner, the wrist shot on, saved by Griffin, and the rebound's cleared away. Porter ends up getting his pass taken away. Kowalczuk intercept in the neutral zone, and he'll ladle it down in. Iserot ends up getting the puck taken away. Husted trying to look for somebody. He ends up losing possession to Brackbill, and now Missouri State goes the other way. Salnikov trying to deke around Demon, and he does, but Moore is able to meet him at that short side post and makes a stop.
We'll make a quick note for the folks at home. Just a little bit of trouble with our scoreboard tonight, so we'll be doing our best to keep that up to date. The Sun Devils keep playing the way that they've started early in this game. We have to keep it up to date in the score column, Brett.
Slap shot from Derek Smith, and able to fight through the traffic was Moore in making the stop. 16:58 left in this first period. If you're just joining us, and it's a 0-0 score. Looked like there might have been an infringement happening, and the linesmen are going to be moving the face-off. Pardon me, it looks like it's actually going to be a penalty against Missouri State to number 25, Hunter Saunders. And so Arizona State has an early power play. Kowalczyk keeps the puck in, plays it down low to Platt. Platt working on the half wall, kicks it back up to the point. Hosworth playing pitch and catch with Kowalczyk. Now they work it to the left side with Husted. Hosworth gets his shot blocked, and Husted trying to reach for it, couldn't keep the puck in.
I like what we're seeing. They're putting Drew Platt right in front of the Missouri State net, trying to get that traffic in front, something we saw the Sun Devils have great success with in that last home series when Kowalczyk was ripping bombs from the point, and if the goalie can't see it, he's going to have more trouble stopping it.
Kowalczyk on his forehand side, stops up to Hosworth. Hosworth, he's getting harassed, but he'll throw it down low. Kowalczyk fakes the shot. Now to Houston on the one-timer, and his stick breaks, and Missouri State can get a free clear.
And that's an unfortunate break of the twig there for the Sun Devils. Second power play unit was moving the puck pretty well, and that was the chance that they were looking for. Couldn't get it.
About 50 seconds remain on the power play. Some miscommunication with Lackey and Havner. Arizona State has to be careful with the puck. Plurd kicking it out to Bo. Bo on the right side, the saucer pass. A little too hot for Plurd to handle. Studioso couldn't get around to it, and Missouri State will clear it again.
Right now, Missouri State just working a little bit harder than the Sun Devils. The puck bouncing around a bit. You need to be a little bit simpler with it if you're Arizona State. As much as you want to utilize that skill on the power play, clearly they're having trouble making those tape-tape passes, and the Ice Bears are capitalizing defensively.
Studioso on the right side trying to find Havner, but Havner I don't think was expecting the pass, and that'll about do it for Arizona State's power play. Puck goes in legally at the line. Studioso trying to cycle around, but he ends up getting sandwiched in there with the ref and the defenseman, Sam Yzerot. Point shot from Bo. He tries to wrap it around, and Griffin's able to get the right leg pad to make the save. Plurd all alone. Plurd the snapshot on, and it's a stop on a mini breakaway by Griffin as Missouri State was trying to make a change. Moore activates from his net. Plays it over to the weak side to find Timothy Hoffenkamp. Hoffenkamp can't settle the puck down. Hosworth, cross-ice pass to Platt. Out of reach for him, and he has to retrieve it. 14-15 in this first period. At the point, Slavic, point shot on, ends up getting blocked by Missouri State, and they're able to clear it. Platt on the back check. He's able to hit O'Brien, and Arizona State can dump the puck back in. Hoffenkamp gets there first for Arizona State. Whips around and just played over to the far side, but no Sun Devils were there. Having some trouble trying to break it out was Chris Brown, and he'll play D-to-D over to his partner, Matthew Craig, and they'll dump it in.
And that power play, that breakaway opportunity a minute ago for Elliott Plurd comes off of just a weird play. The Sun Devils throw it in, trying to get the dump. It goes off a skate and just sits in the middle of the ice, and Plurd was the first one there. And the Sun Devils looked like they might have gotten that first goal, if not for a great save.
Chambers was trying to fork it over to Platt, but he ended up losing a tire, and Missouri State will have the puck and dump it in. Icing waved off as the goaltender Moore touched the puck. Puck's really hopping around tonight over a lot of sticks. Both teams have to be careful with how they possess the puck. The wrist shot on from Lohman ends up being steered away by Moore into the corner. Lanfear couldn't get it clear. Searing now will skate it out of his own zone. Palumbo has to stab it out. And trying to possess the puck is Palumbo. Palumbo gains a center ice line. Cross corner dump, and Shaw's able to get there first, protecting the puck away from the Missouri State defender. He kicks it back up to his stick. Using all of that big frame of his, he's protecting it again. Arizona State trying to get some momentum on the cycle. Shaw, marathon man this shift, but he ends up turning the puck over to Salnikov, and the Bears go the other way. It's a one-on-one. Brandon Baldwin. Baldwin gets forced out to the outside, and it's an easy stop by Moore, and it'll be frozen with 12:20 left in this first period.
And a heads-up play there from Nikita Salnikov just puts himself in the right spot defensively for the Ice Bears. When we think Solnikov, Brett, we go back to last season as an offensive force, but a good job just playing some positionally sound defense. And then he has the heads-up play to get that quick pass up to the forward Baldwin, and that alleviates the pressure for the Ice Bears and allows that change.
Flirt in the draw for Arizona State, and he'll win it. Hard room around by Bo. And the puck's out to Studioso on the far blue line. Studioso delaying, waiting. Loses his handle of the puck, and Brackbill is able to clear it out and skate it out himself. Brackbill hits the brakes, centers that in front, and it's a dangerous rebound opportunity, but Moore is able to react in time. The point shot from Craig misses wide. Studioso will just have to chip it out into the neutral zone. Missouri State still trying to touch up on the icing. Plur trying to get around his man, ends up getting taken down, but no call on the play. Brackbill has some trouble clearing it to Lackey on the turnover. Lackey, the wrist shot on, and Griffin did just enough to fight that wrist shot off and make the stop. Poking it behind Slavic is Cooley. Cooley trying to protect the puck. He's working down low against Damon Porter. Players trying to figure out where the puck is. Cooley finds it first. Centered in front. Trying to pull the trigger there, and what a stop by Moore. He's still fighting for the puck. And a wide open net from Wojcicki ends up missing wide. First big opportunity for Missouri State, and they just could not capitalize. Lackey, toe drags it out of his own zone. It's a 3-on-2 for Arizona State. Kicks it out to Havner. Havner, snapshot on. It's a stick save by Griffin. The defenseman, Lounder, plays it up to Cooley. Cooley trying to protect the puck, but he turns it over to Hosworth, and Hosworth will skate it out up to Husted. Husted on the right side. Toe drags around one player. Trying to get the shot off. He will. Puck still loose, and they score! Looked to be Damon Porter driving hard to the net, and Husted was able to get just enough on the puck to just put it in that area, and it ended up going in, and it looks to be the first in line is Porter, and I think he's going to get the goal.
A beautiful windmill move in front of the net by Andrew Husted, and he continues as the defenseman was all over him. From his backhand, he makes sure to throw that puck on net. Far side forcing a rebound, and it was the hard work of Porter to go right into the blue paint, right in the goalie's kitchen, and that puck finds its way into the back of the net. A good start for the Sun Devils.
Porter's 5th goal of the season, and it's a 1-0 Arizona State lead. Playing with the puck is Missouri State. Craig headmans it to Barrett, but he got a little too much loft on it, and then low ceiling ended up getting another victim here in Oceanside.
It certainly did. And going back just before that goal on that same shift, Damon Porter, he did a great job to make sure he gets that goal, but just beforehand in the back end, he got a little bit loose in his own defensive end, couldn't quite find his man, and that's what allowed Wojcicki to get loose in front of the net, and Bronson Moore with a very athletic save. Certainly not the first time we've seen him do that this season, and that allows the Sun Devils to be able to get the puck back and go the other way.
Missouri State dumps it in deep. Slavic calls off his goaltender Moore. Fanning on the pass was Barrett. Porter trying to step out the other side to Havner. Husted kicks it up out of his skates. Husted still with the puck. Havner now gloving it down, and he just couldn't release the shot. Husted, wrist shot on, ends up being blocked. Husted trying to center that in front up to Hosworth. Hosworth looking for the redirection, and he does, but just didn't have enough speed, and Griffin was able to get it on the second reaction. 2-on-2 for the Bears. Wrist shot from O'Brien ends up getting blocked by Hosworth. Hosworth trying to bat the puck out. Get some help from Jet Larson. Now Platt on the right side. Hits the brakes and ends up getting a shot deflected up and out of play. And it really shows, Niall, how the game of hockey can be such a game of inches, as Missouri State had that great A opportunity with a wide open net with Moore outside, and the Sun Devils go the other way, and now it's a 1-0 lead for Arizona State.
It really is. You know, we love to stand up here and speak in cliches all game, but it really is a game of inches. I mean, that puck a mere 2 inches wide of the net. Otherwise, Missouri State might be up.
Wrist shot on from Hoffenkamp misses wide. Bo bats it down. He gets a quick point shot on, but that misses high. Platt trying to bat the puck down. He can. Cycling around. Maddie's able to make a defensive play. But the Bears can only proceed out into the neutral zone, and they have to defend. Jet Larson, backdoor to Hoffenkamp. Hoffenkamp on his backhand, just couldn't get the shot off. Cycling it with Platt. Platt trying to stay on edge. Maddie, the centerman's in there again for Missouri State. Platt comes out with it, though. Platt got a little too eager and fanned on the pass. He centers that one in front, and Griffin's able to ladle the puck into his glove and have a stoppage.
And Griffin, he's been a busy man so far tonight, but maybe the save of the game early on, Brett, I thought came from the captain, number 18, Chris Brown, not to be mistaken with the artist, but Chris Brown in front of his own net, he laid down, and I believe it was Plurd who fished the puck out loose in front of the net and fired a wrister, and it was labeled for the bottom corner, but the captain was right there to block it, and he ended up getting that puck, digging it out, skating it out for the Missouri State Ice Bears.
Draw still sitting there. It's picked up by Missouri State. But a poor pass by Saunders has to force a defenseman back into his own zone. Lounder, he's having some trouble with the Arizona State forecheck. Demon in there for the Sun Devils. Now it's Chambers. Chambers gets knocked down, but he can center it out in front, but Palumbo was not there. Slavic keeps the puck in. Few attempts, couldn't keep it in. Now it's a 3-on-1 for the Bears. Brackville trying to get it back from his line mate Saunders, and it gets broken up by Slavic on the back check. Osworth has some pressure from Saunders. He's able to get it out. Palumbo kicks it up to his stick. Palumbo chips the puck in on the goaltender Griffin, and Griffin will play it back to his defenseman Craig.
Got to give some kudos to Hunter Saunders, a great block in front of his own net on that point shot from Slavic, and he forced the Ice Bears to get that puck out of the zone into the neutral zone. And at that point, the rest of the forwards and wingers came in. They overwhelmed Slavic and were able to pick that puck up and go the other direction. Almost had a 2-on-1 opportunity, but the Sun Devils a good job dealing with it, as Arizona State's had that forecheck going early and often tonight and have really dominated play.
Turnover for the Bears. Snapshot on. Rebound still in front, and Moore's able to react. There's a dangerous opportunity for Hunter Cooley. Not a stranger to goals, as he has 10 on the season, but he misses the mark.
The St. Louis, Missouri native, a great opportunity. And just a quick little set play off the draw. Catch Arizona State napping on that 2-on-1, and Bronson Moore is equal to the task.
Studioso wins the draw. Lanfear chips it high off the glass, and could be opportunity for Arizona State. It's a 2-on-1. Plurd and Lackey. Plurd stops. Over to Lackey, but the pass is just behind him. Searing activates from the point, and his centered pass ends up getting taken away by the Bears. Plurd goes back in, fights a check off. His shot gets blocked by Smith. Plays up to the point. Searing elects to dump it back down. Lackey leaves the puck for Studioso. Studioso gets taken down as a group of 5 in the corner, and the Bears can step out with it. Smith up to Cooley. Cooley cutting through center, but the Bears end up going in offside. With 6:28 in this first period, it's a 1-0 Arizona State lead.
And Brett, that I believe we can call that the halfback pass option off that faceoff for the Sun Devils. Ryan Lanfear kicks out to the right. He gets the puck, throws it off the glass way down the field, and in one-on-one coverage was Plurd. Plurd sidesteps his man and creates that 2-on-1. The pass just a little in the feet of Lackey with the defenseman all over him. Otherwise, the Sun Devils getting a 2-on-1 opportunity in front of the net and a one-timer to boot.
Kowalchuk is able to shake off the forechecker O'Brien, and he can get the puck out. Puck still not settling down near the end of this period. The ice is a little choppy. Bo ends up going in offside as Porter was tangled up with the man in the offensive zone, and we'll have a stoppage.
Thomas Bo a little eager to get in the O-zone, and you can't blame him. First game with the team. The Sun Devils are buzzing right now, and a great turnaround after that early power play opportunity. I thought they were just a little bit flat out there and not really moving their feet, and that really could have played into the favor of the Ice Bears, as they could have established their game, taken that momentum from the penalty kill, but the Sun Devils rebounding really well.
Porter takes the puck away, and he had a streak in Houston on the back door, And it looks like we'll have a whistle, and it looks to be the defenseman, number 47 for Missouri State, getting a tripping call, Chad Lounder. This will be Arizona State's second power play opportunity of the game.
Pardon me, Brett. I believe it was the hard work of Porter down low and the speed that generated that power play opportunity. And unfortunately for Lounder, he got caught floundering defensively.
Arizona State has to start almost immediately on this power play back in their own zone. Lackey kicking it out. And the cross-ice pass to Studioso ends up hitting one of his other players, and Missouri State can kill some more time off the clock.
And I think you're just seeing right now the effects of not having that chemistry from playing together recently. As head coach Drake Green mentioned in the pregame, Bo, an immediate addition to that first power play unit, a unit that really had been untouched the last couple months.
Abner saucers a pass. Arizona State can settle the puck down in the offensive zone. Bo walking the line, faking the shot, and he's trying to look for that redirection with Plur, but it gets blocked by Salnikov. Pardon me, Maddie. Bo has to buy some time in the neutral zone. He'll come in on the left side. Ends up running into a few Bears players, and they can clear the puck out. Studioso, cross-ice dump. Craig trying to clear the puck. He can as it's sealed off by Bo on the wall. Studioso fakes the pass, now takes it to the net. Ends up hitting a stick and blocks the shot. Plur, the one-touch pass, and the skate still loose. Bo trying to fish it out, he can't. And Missouri State can clear it once again. About 30 seconds left on the power play.
Good opportunity for the Sun Devils, a little tic-tac-toe passing after Kowalchuk threw it down low into the slot. Nobody could dig it out, though, and the Bears get a big clear on this power play.
Playing the puck behind his net is Griffin. He has to get rid of it quickly, and he'll rim it, but not all the way out as Hothworth keeps it in. In the corner, Platt trying to fight his way to the front of the net. Porter trying to help out his line mate. Back up to the point. Kowalchuk fakes out a Porter. Hosworth delaying down low. One-touch pass, and the redirection from Platt ends up being stopped by Griffin as he had great positioning to make the save with his chest. And that'll do it for that power play with 3:57 remaining in the first period.
Brett, I think that's what we would say. Deja vu all over again. Hosworth at the right point makes a quick pass down low to Husted. And Husted with the touch pass immediately in front to Platt. Platt this time he does get the redirection off in front of the net. And Brady Griffin, he's been a busy man in this first period, already seen 11 shots on net. Making a big save as that power play was just expiring.
Shaw with a wrist shot on as Palumbo won the draw initially, but Griffin was able to make the snag. Faceoff will be in the same circle once again. It'll be Bratton and Palumbo. Palumbo wins it again, but he gets no help from his line mates, and Missouri State can go the other way. Barrett on the right side. Barrett makes a high shot and actually was saved by Moore, but Arizona State can go the other way. Shaw, wrist shot on, but he fans on the shot. Still fighting for it in front. Demon there for Arizona State. Shaw at the half wall, trying to protect the puck. Ends up losing his footing, and Arizona State has to go out in the neutral zone. Icing waved off. Craig. A little too hot of a pass for his forward Barrett to handle. He tries once more. He ends up getting checked hard by Shaw and ends up getting checked illegally, deemed by the back referee, and Missouri State looks to have their first power play.
Braden Shaw can't believe it as he laughs off the penalty going to the box. A boarding minor it is, in fact, partner, and the Sun Devils will not be laughing. They'll have to work hard as Missouri State, they have managed some chances off the rush against the Sun Devils tonight against the grain. And they've been good in the circle for the most part. If they can get this face-off win and set up, the Sun Devils are going to have to be very quick to get in those shooting lanes.
3:11 remains in the first period. Hoffenkamp wins the draw in his own zone. Hosworth trying to clear on his backhand, gets some help from Hoffenkamp, and it goes down 200 feet. One of the bright spots that Jeremy Law told us before the game was their power play. They've been clicking 30% in the past 10 games. Hard rim around. Cooley has it caught up in his skates, and Slavic is able to clear it down. Arizona State will try to go for a quick change on their penalty killing unit. The Bears come out with it. Pass ends up getting deflected, and Arizona State doing a good job on this penalty kill. Salnikov doing a few circles in the offensive zone, trying to buy some time. Now over to Bell. Bell to wrist shot on, misses high as there is a screen in front of Moore. Looks to be Lohman in front. Another shot misses wide. Half the power play remaining for the Bears. Another point shot on, dangerous one, and then they score. Not sure if a Missouri State player, maybe an Arizona State player got an accidental tip on it, but either way the Bears will take it, and they tie the game up at 1.
Yeah, Brett, unfortunately, that shot from the point in front, the Ice Bears were looking for the deflection and ended up getting it inadvertently off the stick of the captain, Kowalchuk, for the Sun Devils, as that one ski balls up over Bronson Moore as he was spinning around trying to find the puck and just perfectly falls into the back of the net. And the Ice Bears, as you mentioned, their power play very hot as of late, and they strike here tonight.
Just under 2 minutes remaining in this first period. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Arizona State trying to unlock the tie. Lanford, a Porter on the shot. Wasn't a clean one time. He had to corral it a little bit, and that allowed Griffin to get positioning and make the stop.
Ryan Lanfear playing a la Ryan Getzlaff out on the ice with that pass. I think he fit that through 2, maybe even 3 sticks for the Ice Bears and got it right on the tape to Porter, as you could see him almost looking back behind him, waiting for that to get deflected out of the offensive zone.
Houston keeps the puck in, trying to center that to Havner all alone, still loose in front. And a few chances that Griffin had to save as it was the initial shot from Houston. I think it might have been Houston again on the rebound.
And Houston's been absolutely buzzing tonight for the Sun Devils all over the ice in the offensive zone.
Draw will be to the right of the goaltender, Griffin. In the circle, it's going to be Bratton and Porter. Bratton wins the draw, but Porter intercepts the pass. Centering in front, and the redirection from Houston misses wide of the net. About 1:30 remains in this first period. Travis Barrett gains the center ice line. Barrett trying to fight off the back check of Havner, and he has to be forced to dump the puck in. Bow skating the puck out. Now to Kowalchuk. Kowalchuk to Havner. Havner on the left side. Buying some time. Husted was trying to get around 2 Bears players. He couldn't, and Missouri State takes the puck. Under 60 seconds remains in this first period. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Havner kicks the puck up. Studioso, Arizona State changes their set of forwards. Husted trying to go to the bench. He plays it over to Bow. Bow gets the redirection from Plurd, and it'll find its way in the corner. Lackey to Plurd. Plurd with the one-touch pass. Studioso trying to fight his way to the net, but he couldn't get a clean shot, and Griffin makes the stop.
Brett, I want to go back a little bit, a shift to go. Adam Havner was out on the ice, and I just absolutely love this guy's work ethic. I mean, the offensive zone, he's all over the place. He's making great passes, tape to tape. But then defensively, he gets on his horse and he comes all the way back down the ice to lift the stick of the Ice Bears as they entered in the zone across the blue line, breaking up that offensive opportunity.
Almost a dangerous opportunity as the puck somehow found its way to Studioso in front, but he couldn't get a shot. Rubin having some trouble entering the offensive zone, and the Bears have to tag up. Bell has to dump it in again as there's a forward in deep for the Bears. Under 5 seconds remains. Maybe one more opportunity, and that'll about do it for this first period. At the end of the first period, shots were 15-10 in favor of Arizona State. And for Missouri State, they have to feel pretty happy coming out of this period tied at 1.
I think they certainly do. You know, right now the shots are 15-10 in favor of the Sun Devils, but I don't think that really paints the whole picture, because for a vast majority of that game, if you take away the first 2 minutes, last 2 minutes of the game, I thought the Sun Devils played a much harder game, and they were just a lot faster on it. You could see the feet moving. They were definitely on top of their game, wanting to come out hot on senior night, and really impressed the big crowd tonight. And the Ice Bears, they just were opportunistic. They hung in there defensively, played bend but don't break, and then when they get that power play opportunity in the offensive zone, they capitalize. Maybe it's a funny bounce off a Kowalczuk's stick in the back of the net, but nonetheless, the Ice Bears, there's one, there's two. That was the third shot as they were, getting the puck, recycling it back to the point, and just continuing pressing. And, you have to give credit to them. Great effort to hang in there and stick with it, and it's a tie game right now. It's anybody's game.
At the end of the first 20 minutes of play, it's 1-1 between Missouri State and Arizona State. We'll bring you second period action in just under 15 minutes here on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of ACHA Division I men's ice hockey as we enter in this second period with the score tied at 1 between the visiting Missouri State Ice Bears and the number 19th ranked Arizona State Sun Devils. It was Arizona State for most of that period as Damon Porter was the one to get the Sun Devils going and off to an early 1-0 lead, but it ended up being Missouri State on a power play that head coach Jeremy Law has faith in this season as they're clicking at a 30% success rate, and they ended up tying the game up at 1 with only a few minutes left at the end of that first period. Sun Devils will be skating from left to right on your screen. And we are just about underway here to start the second period as Studioso wins the draw for Arizona State. Smith trying to play it up to his forward Cooley, but Cooley couldn't handle the pass. Bo stepping in, the wrist shot on, and Griffin just knocks it down with his gloved hand and puts the rebound in the corner. Cooley, backhand pass intercepted by Bo, looking for that redirection from Plird, but it was shot by Griffin. Studioso at the point, walking with his Bo. Bo, his wrist shot on, misses wide. Bears are able to relieve the pressure. Alex Rubin to Cooley, and he has to shepherd that in the corner. Ice is still wet, and Studioso ends up taking a tumble in the corner, but he gets right back up. Cooley trying to drive to the front of the net, ends up running into Kowalchuk and denied a scoring opportunity.
And usually, Brett, they tell you not to go down on all fours defensively because it really puts you out of the play with Studioso, whether it was on purpose or inadvertent. He goes down and breaks up that pass.
Turnover for the Bears, and ended up falling on the wet ice was Bratton, which would have been a golden opportunity for the Ice Bears. Kowalchuk protecting the puck. Cross ice pass to Porter. Porter driving to the middle. Lackey delays. Lackey over to Plird, but it's right in his skates, and he couldn't get a shot off. Lackey has to sashay his way back in the neutral zone. Plird gets his pass taken away by Lounder. Ice Bears in on the attack. Barrett gets the puck poked off his stick, but Missouri State still on the forecheck. Plird just out of the reach for Lackey. He's hustling. Icing waved off. The goaltender Griffin and comes out and rims it around. Crisis averted for the Ice Bears. Husted's fresh off the bench. Husted driving on his forehand side. Cycles around. Up at the point to Hosworth. Opens up, and the wrist shot ends up steered wide by Griffin. Havner centers that in front on the blind pass, and it gets taken away by the winger Salnikov, and he skates it out, but it gets knocked down by Slavic. Too hot of a pass, and icing is called with 17:26 remaining early in the second period.
And how about the demonstration of speed from Clayton Lackey on that play? A marathon shift for him, and he skates all the way down the ice to beat out the icing. Ends up falling on his knees and still had enough momentum to slide his way into nullifying that icing call. And boy, is he fun to watch when he really gets his motor going.
Porter didn't win the draw cleanly, and he has to retrieve it back in his own zone. Trying to force up the strong side, kept in by Barrett, and the point shot is easily gobbled up by Moore.
And that's something that head coach Jeremy Law mentioned to us beforehand, is simple hockey. That's what the Missouri State Ice Bears are going to play, simple hockey, shots from the point, traffic in front of the net. You know, they're not going to be the 1980 Soviet-Russian team moving the puck around with ease.
Draw one by Platt. Arizona State rims the puck around. Jet Larson has some time, over skates the puck and has to dump it in. Griffin stops the puck behind his net. And the rim sealed off by Platt. Hoffenkamp winds up and fires, but misses wide, and it's a free breakout for the Ice Bears. Alex Searing. Nice breakout pass to Hoffenkamp. Hoffenkamp in stride. Backwards toe drag, but his pass is wide of Platt. Game's starting to open up a little bit. Hoffenkamp on the back check, denies the Bears a chance in the offensive zone. Searing chipping the puck up into the neutral zone, caught up in the linesman's skates, and the Bears dump it down to Lanphier for Arizona State. Platt couldn't get the puck all the way down. Fuller ends up evading a check from Hoffenkamp, and the Bears go in the offensive zone. The one-timer shot, rebound still in front as Moore couldn't make the initial stop, but he's finally able to put his paw over it and freeze it.
Timothy Hoffenkamp, a human wrecking ball on that last shift as he was flying around on the ice, laying the body, taking tumbles, making plays on the puck. And he was doing it the whole time with a big fat grin on his face. You know he loves to play that style of hockey, and head coach Tate Green has loved the presence he's been able to give them from the bottom two lines this entire season. He's been a huge piece to the Sun Devils' successful season thus far.
Draw one by the Ice Bears. At the point is Lounder. Lounder gets his shot through, but known to redirection, and able to stop it like a catcher was Moore. Draw one again by Brackbill. Lounder trying to activate from the point, runs into his own man on the half wall. Arizona State now on the offensive zone. Palumbo, the wrist shot on, ends up being stopped by Griffin. He had just enough speed to get ahead from the Ice Bears defenseman, but he was closing in, and he had to take a shot early, probably earlier than he wanted to, and Griffin makes a stop.
What a head pass there from Daniel Chambers as he picks up the puck, gets his head up, and he keys in immediately on Palumbo, the assistant captain, as he made a move right down the middle of the ice. A great pass feeding that near breakaway opportunity.
Icing waved off as the puck hopped over the stick of the defenseman Bo. Moore plays it around, and he almost conceded a dangerous goal as he passed it right to Hunter Cooley, and it somehow is not in the net. Ice Bears still threatening. Backhand pass from Rubin is kept in by the defenseman Brown. Centered in front, and it just skips past the defenseman Craig and out into the neutral zone. On the back check, Josh Bell gets the puck back. Rubin, wrist shot on, ends up hitting his own man. Centered out in front and gets taken away by Plurd. Plurd on the left side. Couldn't get a clean deke on his stick. Puck's batted around, and now the Ice Bears have it. Bell, wrist shot on, and Moore is able to snag it with no rebound, with 14:55 left in the second period.
Bronson Moore, a busy man so far in this period, and usually we're watching him making plays to bail out the guys in front of him, and right there we finally got to see a little bit of the reverse as the guys had to bail out Bronson Moore as Chambers was in front of the net and had to make a block with a wide open 4x6.
Draw one by Studioso, a hard rim around. Lackey is able to deflect it for Plurd. Plurd with speed coming on the left side. Couldn't get around Fuller as it's caught up in a scrum in the corner. Plurd trying to walk it up to the point. Slavic's trying to bat at the puck. Couldn't take it away. Now it's a 3-on-2 for the Ice Bears. A delayed penalty call. Fuller the shot on. What a stop by Moore as he cuts down the angle on the defenseman Fuller. But it's not without danger as the Missouri State Ice Bears have a power play.
And before the game, Brett, I was doing a little bit of real-life practice of one of my favorite pastimes, bird watching, as I was watching Jeremy Law in the corner in the bleachers. He was really keen in on Bronson Moore during warm-ups, watching him intently. And I think we know that Missouri State knows Bronson Moore is going to be a huge aspect. His athleticism, his aggressiveness. I think they might try to use that to play into their hands on this power play opportunity, as he's been all over it in the second period.
Puck's loose in front. Moore trying to fight at it. It's not whistled down. It's still alive. The shot, and it looks to be that the shot went in by the captain, Chris Brown, but the official ruled it no goal, as now both referees are out at center ice debating about it. It seemed to be that the net might have been knocked off before the shot came in from Brown.
We can't speculate too much on what's going to be happening here, Brett, but I can tell you that in front of the net defensively was Thomas Bowe, number 2 for the Sun Devils, and he was the one that ended up in the back of the net, inside the netting itself, when the goal was knocked off of its moorings.
Now head coach Jeremy Law for the Bears is getting an explanation from one of the referees. And it looks to be there's going to be no goal, but it seems to be a delay of game call against Arizona State, and the defenseman Bowe is going to be heading to the penalty box. So it was no goal for the Ice Bears, but they do come out with something positive with it, of now a 5-on-3 opportunity for almost a full 2 minutes. So face-off will be in the offensive zone for the Ice Bears. The Ice Bears have control with the puck. Up at the point with it. Bell trying to get over to his right side. Gets it right back. Bell, pitch and catch with Brown. Back to Bell. Bell, the snapshot on, and as it's blocked by Clayton Lackey, one of the top goal scorers for Arizona State, but his coaching staff trusts him to be out there on this big penalty kill and showcase some of his defensive play blocking that shot. Studioso and Cooley in the circle. Studioso wins this one clean. Kowalchuk, and look out as that one came hot in the press box. As one of the photographers up here had to duck his head as Zachary Kowalchuk was trying to do all he can to dump it down so his teammates could go for a change. But the faceoff is back in the Arizona State zone. Linesman will kick Cooley out of the circle, and coming in will be Lohman. Studioso with his second effort just didn't get enough power on it to get the puck out. Pass got redirected from Cooley, and Missouri State has to come out into the center ice line. Salnikov trying to gain some speed on the right side, protecting the puck. Surveying the field, he plays it up to Bell. He gets it right back. Salnikov to Bell. Bell, the wrist shot on, and this time blocking the shot was Studioso. 2 big blocks on this penalty kill for Arizona State. A minute remaining on this 5-on-3. Backdoor pass for Brown, and he couldn't get a handle on the backhand. Salnikov out of the corner, trying to center that in front. Puck still loose. Arizona State can't clear. This time it's blocked by Kowalchuk. 40 seconds remain on the 5-on-3. Studioso gets his clear redirected, and Lackey, with second effort, dumps it all the way down.
Great penalty kill for the Sun Devils right now, Brett. Amazing work.
Hosworth really all by himself as Arizona State went for a change. Ice Bears threatening again. Salnikov at the point. Bell bats it down. He shoots and ends up not getting good wood on it and misses the net high. Salnikov up to Bell again. Bell, the wrist shot on. This time it's blocked by Hosworth. Arizona State really trying to pay the price on this penalty kill. Another shot on as Bell ended up almost finding its way to the back of the net. Penalties are about to expire for Arizona State. Salnikov forces a pass through the middle, ends up getting blocked by the stick of Hosworth. Kowalchuk now on the ice for Arizona State. Back door wide open with Salnikov, but he couldn't handle the pass, and Arizona State has killed off that 5-on-3. And now go the other way. Porter out of the box. Porter dropping it for Kowalchuk, and he scores! Zachary Kowalchuk ends up reading the play as Porter was the head man in front. Ends up dropping the pass off, and Arizona State, after a tremendous penalty kill, ride the wave of that momentum and take a 2-1 lead.
Damon Porter looking like Johnny Tsunami as he rides that wave of momentum all the way into the offensive zone, and an amazing heads-up play as he looked to fake out everybody, drops it to Kowalchuk, and Kowalchuk almost down on one knee. The captain, as he's been ripping goals left and right all season, adds another one to his tally and gives the Sun Devils a 2-1 lead.
Porter dumps the puck back down deep. Derek Smith, he's able to find his winger Barrett, but they can only advance it to the center ice line. Barrett, tight turn, ends up getting taken down by Bowe. Havner on the back check. He'll elect to dump it down. Griffin leaves it behind his net for his defenseman Smith. Smith, a little too hot of a pass, and Bo will control it for Arizona State. Ends up getting touched by the goaltender, icing waved off by the linesman. Husted trying to read the play but couldn't handle the puck. Barrett skating it the other way up to O'Brien. O'Brien on the wrist shot, blocked by Bo. Porter is able to angle it now to Husted. Husted to Havner. Havner trying to give it right back, but he just couldn't get a control of that puck. 11:10 remains in the second period. It's a 2-1 Arizona State lead, and the puck ends up hitting the linesman and going into the Arizona State bench.
And Brett, after a big 5-on-3 power play for the Ice Bears, where they had numerous chances, and Bronson Moore was moving all over the place in his crease, making saves left and right, blocks in front of the net, guys diving around. I can remember Jack Hosworth laying out on all fours at one point just to break up a pass, and then to come the other way and get that goal, just immense right now. But you can feel the momentum in the air. The Sun Devils on the verge of breaking this game wide open if they can keep the pressure going.
Puck couldn't settle for Chambers, and the Ice Bears are able to get in the offensive zone. Moore out of his net. Slowly rims it around. Solnikov forks it back in deep. Lounder unable to seal the wall. Puck rolling end over end, and it'll go over the goal line and go for an icing. And a key element that Arizona State used in their victories against the Wildcats showed on that 5-on-3 penalty kill of being able to buy in and paying the price.
That certainly is the case, and you know, you have to do that when you play against great teams like U of A, but you even like it better if you're the coach seeing it against teams that you have a sizable advantage over coming into the game, as we anticipated tonight against the Ice Bears. The Sun Devils ranked 19 coming in tonight, and they're putting in all the effort in every zone.
It's a 3-on-1 for the Sun Devils. Chambers trying to get that pass over the stick of the sprawling defenseman Iserov, but he couldn't get it over. Puck still in the Bears zone. Maddie can't clear. Now to Shaw. Shaw to Chambers, but Chambers fanned on the shot. Palumbo in for Arizona State, trying to center it. He can't. Solnikov able to get to the puck, but he's offside and ends up touching the puck, and now the linesmen are pointing all the way down, and I think the faceoff will be in the offensive zone for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, Solnikov, he saw the linesman put up his hand there and still decided to play the puck anywhere in the delayed offsides. And at that point, the linesman has his discretion to move the faceoff all the way down to the other end of the ice, and he does exactly that. An opportunity here off a broken play potentially for the Sun Devils.
Platt wins it forward, centers at it for Hoffenkamp, but the pass gets redirected. Jet Larson. His pass gets deflected up into the upper netting, and we'll have a stoppage in play with 10:01 left in the second period. Puck still sitting in the face-off circle. Bears will get control of it. Garrett Wojcicki in the corner. He's getting worked on by Lanfear. Puck still sealed on the kick plate on the wall. Searing with a chip. He's able to get it just enough into the center ice. Platt trying to delay. He's onside. Platt unable to get there in front. Bears, good job on the back check. Are able to take it now in the offensive zone. Long range wrist shot is saved by Moore. Platt comes out the other side. Hoffenkamp just deflects it towards the net of the Bears. Matthew Craig wheels it around his own zone. Coming off the bench is Bell. Bell, tight turn on his backhand. Now he just elects to take a shot, but it goes off the goaltender Moore and out of play.
And Brett, I think we need to give some love for this third line tonight for the Sun Devils. They've been all over the ice. My favorite line tonight to watch has been that Platt line, as they've been working hard in every end. You alluded to it earlier, the Sun Devils having to play hard and be willing to take shots for and against on the road to win against U of A. And right now you're seeing the third line just personify that in every aspect of their game.
Draw one by Bell. Point shot on from Smith is able to be blocked away by Moore. Bears trying to get a little momentum going. They're cycling it down in the offensive zone. Studioso couldn't get the puck off the wall. Bo's trying to help him out. The referee tries to get out of the way. Kowalchuk. Stretch pass. Ends up getting knocked down by Derek Smith, and Arizona State has to try and break out again. Wacky gets his pass taken away, but he gloves it down and takes it himself. Keeps his balance around Smith. Puck played up into the point. Bo trying to keep it in. He can't. Kowalchuk has to go over and cover his man, and Arizona State can now go the other way. Puller, the wrist shot on. Rebound in front, but no Sun Devils were there. Studioso trying to get to his backhand, but it gets poked away by Smith. Smith, near the end of his shift, will elect to just dump it down. Husted asking for the stretch pass, and he's unable to as Fuller was able to react and read that play. Studioso, now to Husted, it's a 2-on-1. Husted trying to get the toe drag through, he can't. He waits, now he fires and ends up getting blocked by the defenseman Fuller. Hodsworth keeps the puck in and he scores! Took a few ricochets and it looks to be Brandon Studioso was the man in front getting the last touch on it. And Arizona State now pushes out to a 2-goal lead by the score of 3-1.
Brendan Studioso going hard to the front of the net. A long shift for him, as you can see him clearly out of breath right now as he was all over the ice on defense and on offense. We saw Husted, he was beaver clapping for that puck early on that shift. Couldn't quite get the feed from Flurd. He stays at it. Little quick give and go in front of the net with Studioso. Back to the point, the shot and the deflection. And the Sun Devils working hard right now to open up that 3-1 lead, and they're looking good.
Lounder to Barrett, moves it over to O'Brien. O'Brien dropping the pass for Bratton. Bratton's shot misses wide. Keeping the puck in for the Ice Bears is Iserot. Puck's pinned against the wall. Bears come out with it. What the shot on was Barrett on the turnaround, but he ends up missing the mark. Porter intercepts a pass. Husted up to Havner. Havner felt the check. But he's able to get the puck in still. Now it's a 3-on-1. In front, Havner, he scores! Arizona State capitalizes on the offensive zone turnover that they're able to get. And it seemed to be that Adam Havner, he didn't get enough speed on it, but he got enough accuracy, and Arizona State has a 4-1 lead.
That's right, Brett. We all know the story of the tortoise and the hare. It's not about how fast you are out of the gate. It's about how long you'll persevere. And Havner is in his skates. He was struggling to find it, keeps at it. And a quick little pass from Porter in front of the net, and he just gets that quick little deflection on the puck. And the Sun Devils all of a sudden exploding onto the scene with a 4-1 lead in the second period. And Missouri State feeling the pressure right now, wisely going to take a timeout.
And I think Porter ended up being able to get a point possibly on all 4 goals scored tonight. He gets another assist. And it's been that line for Arizona State as well as everybody else pulling the rope tonight.
They certainly have been. And Damon Porter's presence this year, it's been here and there as he missed some time with an injury in the latter half of the first half of the schedule to start the season out. And we definitely missed him down the middle as, you know, you just didn't really have that 1-2 punch at center that you really like to have, especially for a team that wants to make a deep run at nationals this year. And you can just see what he brings to the ice. You know, he's not only going to put up points in the offensive end, but he's going to work hard on defense. He's going to work hard in the neutral zone, going to work hard in the face-off. You know, I mean, we need to get a counter right now on the screen for how many times we're talking about Damon Porter working hard, because that's all the guy does.
Our Bears win the draw after the timeout. As Jeremy Law is trying to get some mojo going his team's way. Ice Bears trying to break the puck out, but the pass from Lohman ends up getting redirected and up into the rafters.
We've seen that quite a few times this year, Brett, and as we found out, a few more sheets of ice coming to the state of Arizona. I have to wonder if anybody's been scouting Oceanside out enough to know that we need some higher ceilings on these ice rinks.
Well, for me not being the tallest guy, I don't think I'll have any problem with any type of ceiling. Ice Bears have to clear it out to the center ice zone. Bo up to Shaw. Shaw ends up getting hit by Baldwin, and pardon me, that was Chris Brown, and it looks to be a penalty from the captain for the Ice Bears.
And piggybacking off your thought that you just finished with, Brett, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, it's about the size of the fight in the dog. And I think we got a little bit of both there in Braden Shaw, as he, a big power forward, just came barreling in across the blue line, used his body to his advantage to protect the puck, and draws that tripping penalty, and the Sun Devils on the brink of really opening this game up right now with this power play opportunity.
Winning the draw is Bell. Ice Bears just electing to try and just seal the puck behind the net. Bo's able to pick it out. Lackey at the point. Lackey down to Studioso to Havner. Has the wrist shot on as he was looking for that right-hand corner, but he just missed it. 5:55 remains in the second period. It's a 4-1 Arizona State lead, and Smith will clear it all the way down. Lackey stops behind his net. Waits for Arizona State to settle down and have more of a controlled breakout. Lackey takes out one defender. Now he skates it in on his forehand. Lackey centers that in front to Plurd, and you think he had some space, but he just didn't get good wood on it. Bo has to hustle out into the center ice line, and the Sun Devils touch up. Bo at the point to Lackey. He waits. Now he's slowly moving to Plurd at the half wall. Lackey, the one-timer, ends up missing wide. Fuller is able to get just enough on the puck to clear it out into the neutral zone.
And we saw Plurd taking some direction there from assistant coach Jim Nellis, telling him to keep it high and stretch the defense, and that's what allowed Clayton Lackey to get that speed and space coming in the offensive zone, and that quick 2-on-1 chance for Plurd right in front of the net.
Second power play unit's out. Porter cycling it with Platt. Kowalczyk off the bench, fakes the shot to Hosworth. Hosworth delays, and seems to be a infringement noticed by the back referee, and it's going to be a slashing call. Seems to be that both Damon Porter and Derek Smith ended up getting a little too friendly in the corner, and Porter's going to be heading to the penalty box, and that'll negate the rest of Arizona State's power play.
You know, Brett, you can take this opportunity to try to make a comment on that penalty in the offensive zone on a power play for Porter, but I'm going to look at the positivity here, and he's continuing to work hard in a 4-1 game, and he's at a point in all aspects. You could easily, if you're Damon Porter, sit back right now and rest on your laurels knowing you've already had a great game to this point, but that's just him continuing to fight in front of the net and maybe crossing the line a little bit, but you love to see it because you know he's just going to keep coming and pressing Missouri State all night.
Kowalczyk steps out with the puck. It's now 4-on-4 for about 5 more seconds before a Missouri State power play. Platt takes it in the offensive zone. Looking for that redirection, and he scores! Platt, I'm not sure if he's a math major, but he's able to use some trigonometry to get that one on the redirection over the goaltender Griffin. And Arizona State gets another goal, and now they have a 5-1 lead as the goaltender Griffin for Missouri State has his night over with.
And what a goal there for Platt. We were keying in on him as the focal point of that third line that's had such a good night. Platt's been all over the ice, and Kowalczyk, a little tip of the cap to him with that assist. In the 4-on-4 situation, the guy's about to come out of the box. At that point, you just want to either kill it in the corner or get a shot on goal and just make sure to eat up some clock and get back defensively. And he has the presence of mind, the captain, to throw that puck in a spot where only Platt can get a stick on it. And boy, you're right, that trigonometry puts it right in the back of the net.
And a new goaltender for the Ice Bears as it's number 50, Bailey Stevens, coming in to take in relief for Brady Griffin. Ice Bears unable to get the puck, and now skating out by his lonesome is Hosworth on a 1-on-1. Hosworth takes it to the front of the net, ends up being stopped by the goaltender Stevens. A minute remains on this power play for Missouri State. Iseroth, the short angle shot, ends up missing high off the left shoulder of Moore, but the Ice Bears keep it in. 3:12 5:25 remains in this second period. Missouri State on the power play. Quick shot on as Moore is able to fight through the traffic. It was him and O'Brien trying to fight for that space in front of the crease, and Moore is able to come out just enough to get that rebound.
Yeah, it's good to see Bronson Moore still awake back there after the barrage of goals the Sun Devils have put on frame in the second half of this middle frame. As Moore actually, we can go back and comment, he's been instrumental in the way that Arizona State's been able to come out to a roaring opening of goals here in this period, because early in the second it was Missouri State that really had the upper hand and was working hard. They had some power play opportunities, and Moore being athletic especially, we can go back to that 5-on-3 as really being the turning point in the second period where the Sun Devils were able to take that momentum and take it to the next level.
About 25 seconds on the 5-on-4 for the Ice Bears. Selnikoff on the left side to Bell. Bell the wrist shot on as there's a lot of bodies in the way, but Moore did a good job of just peeking around the corner of Lohman for Missouri State to be able to track that puck.
How about that hand-eye coordination? I'm not sure if I could ever make a move at goalie, Brett. I know you played back in the day, but was goalie ever on your radar?
Not really. I think I'd be getting too bored. I'd probably need my iPhone back there, maybe play a few video games. Who knows, maybe even take the picnic basket out. Draw one by Missouri State, but Bo's able to react first and dump it all the way down. Like a hound dog was Daniel Chambers as he was able to ride the forward Bell into the corner. And that'll do it for Arizona State's penalty kill. Bo, a high one off the glass, but icing's waved off as Demon's the first one to get to it. Demon. Button hooks behind the net on his backhand, trying to buy some time, and he's trying to take to the front of the net, but he ends up getting it dislodged by Bell. 2:20 left in the second period. A 5-1 Arizona State lead. Selnikoff over to Cooley. Cooley on the left side, and Bo's able to get a poke check on it, and Arizona State can have control. Demon sidesteps one Bears player. He still has it, but he ends up getting taken down. Bo can't keep the puck in. And the Sun Devils will go for a change and touch up. Bo a hard rim around, and Searing activates from the point. Searing meets Derek Smith in the corner. Smith trying to get some help from his forward Brackbill, and he will. Studioso just gets up on the ice in time to avoid a too many men call, and Stevens leaves the puck behind his net. Under 90 seconds remaining in this second period. Studioso unable to keep the puck in. Lanfear plays it to Studioso. Studioso, indirect pass, will dump it in. Brackbill, hard, tight turn, ends up stumbling a little bit and looks to end up being a possible hand pass as no change is available for the Bears.
And you can't play in the Ice Bears right now as the Sun Devils continue to push in the second period. If I was out there, I'd be using anything I could just to get that puck out of my own end.
Seems to be the linesman on the far side was able to catch an illegal face-off maneuver done by the Ice Bears, and coming in relief is Wojcicki. Studioso is able to deke around him. Studioso on the backhand, and he scores! There's not too many plays that comes down to just an individual, but that time it was, as Studioso was alert on the draw, deked around Wojcicki and was able to fit it in on the far side past the goaltender Stevens.
Brennan Studioso, he beats his man in the face-off circle. He beats the goalie on a slick deke, and he beats any predictions I had coming into this game of the Sun Devils absolutely blitzing the Ice Bears in the second period. A beautiful move right in front of the net. And you absolutely love to see it. The big guns firing across the board tonight for the Sun Devils. And right now they've put up a whole touchdown. Now we're just looking for that extra point.
Cross-ice dump by the Ice Bears. Slavic is feeling the heat from Barrett. Flurd turns the puck over to Bratton. Bratton gets his shot blocked. Ice Bears as Braden was looking for that pass from Barrett, but it gets taken away. Lackey on the left side to Hosworth. Hosworth snapshot on. That'll get blocked by a Ice Bear stick. Under 30 seconds remains at the end of the second period. Plurd ends up getting taken down, and Missouri State can clear it. Barrett. Barrett by himself as gets that puck taken away. Arizona State off the bench is Husted. Husted stops, looking. Studioso was looking for a change. He just has to dump it down low. And just a few more seconds remain on the clock, and that'll end up doing it for this second period. Linesman trying to break up something, a little kerfuffle between Plurd and Craig as both teams go to their respective locker rooms. A real tale of two periods, as it was a close one in the first period between both of these teams, but Arizona State has just pulled away in this second stanza.
They certainly have. We were commenting at the end of the first on how both teams were in the game, and it was a little bit of back and forth. The Ice Bears playing that bend but don't break defense, and I think we finally saw the Sun Devils were able to break down that defense and really take it to them. 3 goals in the span of several minutes, and what was once a close game and being held together by the goaltender right now has seen it completely flipped on its head. And the Sun Devils, they just need to come out and not take the opponent lightly and play a solid final 20 minutes to get the win here on senior night.
And for Missouri State, although they needed a goaltending change, as Brady Griffin, the man who started, ended up getting taken out, I don't think you can really put too many of those goals on him.
No, you certainly cannot. A lot of those opportunities were quick one-timers or 2-on-1s off the rush, a shot through traffic, a weird deflection in front of the net on one of the goals. I mean, just about any way that you could get a grade A scoring opportunity, the Sun Devils were able to find it in that period. And in net, Griffin was really just doing all that he could to hold the fort down without getting a whole lot of help in front of him. The Ice Bears, a lot of the shots in that second period, while they managed to actually tie up the shot clock, which means they had, coming after that first period, they had a greater differential than the Sun Devils, a positive net differential. I think a lot of the shots came from the perimeter, nothing really quality-wise for the Ice Bears. Contrast that to Arizona State, not as many shots, but some really good opportunities, and they were able to capitalize on them.
At the end of 40 minutes of play, Arizona State with a 6-1 lead against Missouri State. And we'll be back in just under 15 minutes to bring you live third period action here on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of ACHA Division I men's ice hockey. As we have started the third period here at Oceanside Ice Arena, with Arizona State having a 6-1 advantage against the Missouri State Ice Bears. Drew Platt unable to get that pass to Hoffenkamp. Ice is really wet after that Zamboni. Puck sticking a little bit. Hoffenkamp eats a check. He's down the corner. He gets some help from Drew Platt. Platt walking it up the wall. Hoffenkamp trying to center that one, but it's swept away by Brown. Bell, as he was trying to get that shot off, Kowalchuk was able to come hard on the back check and dislodge the puck. Platt ends up getting his dump in blocked. Oh, and look out as Bo end up throwing a big check on Brown. Jet Larson's able to find Husted. Coming off the bench, Husted, the wrist shot on, and that's saved by now another new goaltender, number 30, Brandon Shucks out there for the Ice Bears. Porter shrugging off the check from Bell. Havner's long-range wrist shot misses high. Husted kicks it up to his stick. Back to Havner. Havner trying to center that one, and it ricochets off a skate, and Hosworth has to chip it back down, and Arizona State touches up. Launder out of his own zone ends up having to eat a check from Slavic. Moore coming out aggressively out of his net, and that allowed Arizona State to go for a quick breakout. Husted cutting in. Husted, puck still loose in front, and then we finally have the whistle as a few players end up bumping into the net. Looks to be no penalty, but no change for the Ice Bears, as Husted was coming in hard on the goaltender, Shuck. And what a first opportunity you have to save, a guy coming in a million miles an hour into your crease.
Yeah, good job by Brendan Shuck to get up and shake that one off. And, you know, it's been nice for Jeremy Law to afford this wealth of minutes to all of the goaltenders tonight, so everyone gets a few reps on the road. But if you're Brendan Shuck after that chance and the hard check you had to eat after making a save, you might be wishing that you were still on the bench.
Porter fits a pass through the legs to Husted. Husted is able to keep his balance, stops, looking for that redirection play, but it won't get towards the net. Havner at the point. Osworth, the lane, looking for that redirection from Porter this time, but he was unable to get the correct angle. Now a dangerous one thrown in front, and Shuck had to be alert. He's able to take the puck away from Porter and have a stoppage. Flared wins a draw for Arizona State, but Lanfear ends up coughing it up. Now it's a 2-on-0. Salnikov ends up overhandling the puck. Has even had an option with Lohman, his line mate, there for a 2-on-0, and they end up not cashing in on anything. Feels like that's been the night it's been for the Missouri State Ice Bears this evening. Studioso. Now to Searing. Searing still with the puck. Searing now elects to go down low. Centers it in front, and Plaird scores! Searing was able to come off aggressively off the blue line, and he's able to draw two defenders towards him, and Lackey was able to easily move it over to Plaird. And Arizona State now with a 7-1 lead.
We've been looking for that extra point since the end of the second period, and we finally get it. That Sun Devil offense right now just off the charts. The puck movement's been amazing. The passes have been crisp and tape to tape. And making no mistake on that shot.
Studioso, quick snapshot on, ends up being saved by Shuck. Searing winds up and fires, but he just misses. Lanfear unable to keep the puck in. Now coming out with it is Wojcicki. Wojcicki sliding it on over to Brackbill, but it's stopped by Moore. Brackbill still with the puck, but he couldn't get around Lanfear. Clayton Lackey on the left side. Still with it, ends up getting his pass taken away by Brackbill, and now the puck sealed in front of the Missouri State bench. Iserot trying to dump it down deep. Wojcicki fights off a check from Palumbo and just elects to dump it in and go for a change. Kowalchuk on the right side, and looked to be Daniel Chambers a little too eager and ends up going offside.
And I have to say, I'm surprised with tonight's effort that Brendan Studioso isn't the time on ice leader for the Sun Devils this season. Once again, the end of a long shift, and he manages to find him to pick up a loose puck in the defensive end and send a perfect pass right in front of Clayton Lackey in stride so that he can bring it the other way. And Studioso, one of those forwards tonight, along with Damon Porter, who's just had a monster game from start to finish.
Alex Rubin ends up going in offside, as seemed to be Josh Bell was unsure of where the puck was as he was in the zone without it, and we'll have a whistle.
And you know, it can be really infectious, Brett. We talked earlier about the third line and the hard work they've been putting in since the start of the game. But you look at Brendan Studioso, he was the first forward off the boards for the Sun Devils when they were on that 5-on-3 penalty kill earlier in the game. And I distinctly remember him absolutely flying out, throwing caution to the wind, and putting his body on the line to block shots. And he's been doing it defensively, he's been doing it offensively, and you just love to see it if you're the bench, if you're the coaches, if you're the fans.
Bo headmans the puck, and Shaw's pass just couldn't find Palumbo. D-to-D pass between Kowalchuk and Bo, but ends up getting intercepted. Chambers, he's trying to battle for it. Puck still up for grabs, and Chambers comes out with it. Chambers gets it back. Chambers over to Palumbo, and he scores! The senior gets a goal on senior night, and Austin Palumbo can really hear it from his fans here at Oceanside Ice Arena, as well as the players. A guy who is one of the depth guys on Arizona State ends up getting a goal, and it's great to see how much he means to the team.
Oh, and you can see them piling on Palumbo right now at the bench. Effectively, Austin Palumbo night, senior night, the only senior out on the ice getting recognized, and some great work from him in front of the net. The Sun Devils with some nice tic-tac-toe passing to enter the zone. You saw Chambers. He was the beneficiary of Shaw. Shaw delayed, and then ladled one right in front of him. And then Palumbo with the presence of mind to separate from the defender on that 2-on-1, get to the back door, and just deflect that puck right into the back of the net.
Arizona State still trying to attack. Jed Larson unable to get the puck down low. Now Barrett with speed on the right side, trying to burn Slavic. He was not able to get to that corner he wanted, and he misses high on the shot. Jed Larson stops, but the puck ends up getting taken away. Now the Ice Bears, it's Barrett again. Barrett, snapshot on, is able to get the shot off, but not without a penalty for Arizona State, and it looks to be a slashing call against the defender Slavic. So Slavic's going to be heading to the box, and Ice Bears with another power play opportunity. Their only goal tonight ended up coming from the power play in that first period.
ASU rider penalty number 12, Michael Slavic, 2 minutes for slashing. Slavic due for slashing, target penalty, 14-22.
Ice Bears wins the draw. Down in the corner with it is O'Brien. O'Brien dropping it for Barrett, and Barrett ends up getting pinned to the wall by Kowalchuk. Jed Larson unable to clear the puck out, but he's able to get it from Kowalchuk, and now Bo's coming up. It's a 3-on-1 for the Sun Devils. Bo just had that pass behind him from Jed Larson. Ice Bears now in the offensive zone. O'Brien trying to cut through the middle. Ends up somehow getting a shot off miraculously off balance. And Kowalchuk can't clear the puck out. Moore ends up trying to dump the puck out himself, but only gets it to the center ice zone. Ice Bears trying to wait and finish off a change. Played in space to Hunter Cooley. Cooley centers out in front, and Moore had to be careful. He was trying to intercept the pass. Almost ricocheted in, but luckily went into his glove.
Some solid penalty killing from the Sun Devils, and we've seen it from them all year. We knew the special teams coming into the season was going to be a bit of a question mark. The penalty kill had its moments last year, but the power play was a big unknown and a question mark. And so far, I have to say tonight has really put the exclamation point on the fact that the penalty kill and the power play for the Sun Devils this season have really been a key driving force in a lot of their victories.
Shaw is unable to get to that puck in the neutral zone, so the Ice Bears will recollect. Schedule doesn't get easier for the Ice Bears this second half of the season, as a lot of ranked opponents, which is going to have a lot of tough games, but also a lot of opportunity to possibly jump into that final spot for nationals.
Certainly will present that opportunity, and this weekend was really a litmus test for the Ice Bears as they first had to come to Tempe, played 19 ranked ASU, and then immediately head out on the road, head south of here down to Tucson, where they have a 2-game series with the number 7 ranked Wildcats. And the weekend doesn't get a lot tougher. The Sun Devils, when you look at the way the computer rankings pop it out this year, they really don't favor, in fact, they don't want to favor anything that happens after regulation. That's considered a loss, if nothing else. As far as the computer rankings go, and the Sun Devils this season have 5 victories after regulation, so that certainly has not helped their cause with the standings. Nonetheless, a big opponent for the Ice Bears, and they'll really have to bring it these next 2 nights down in Tucson.
Slavic comes out of the box, and Arizona State has killed off that penalty. Moore, hard rim off the glass. Point shot on as Moore has to bat the rebound away, but it's still threatening in his own zone. Lanfear ends up taking a rough ride, but gets the puck out. Husted trying to get to the puck. He will. Now coming on that right side, Husted still with it, centers that in front, but end up getting taken away by Brackbill. Puck ends up getting chipped out in the Arizona State zone, and Missouri State will try to finish off a change. 11:35 remaining in this third period, and it seems to be away from the play, a penalty being called. Looks to be a player from both teams heading to the sin bin.
Couple of coincidental minors right there, Brett. You know, think of it, you don't really hear the word coincidental in outside of the realm of hockey. I certainly wouldn't know how to spell it.
Yeah, I'm not sure when the Scripps National Spelling Bee is coming up, but if it is anytime soon, I hope the committee is going to throw one of those words into the mix.
As long as they can use it in a sentence and give me whether it's a verb or a noun, I think I might have a shot.
Flair takes the puck away on this 4-on-4, the snapshot on, and he misses high. Studioso shoots on the rebound, but he misses high. 3 forwards and 1 defenseman out for Arizona State. Little too much passing going on with Rubin and his partner, but they still enter in the zone. Lounder at the point, wrist shot on, and Lackey blocks the shot. Hosworth steps out of his own zone. He elects to keep it. Area pass, he's trying to get there himself, but it gets taken away by Brown. Moore comes out to play the puck. Studioso takes a check. Player trying to find it in the corner. There's a few Ice Bears players meet him, and coming out with the puck is Hunter Cooley. Cooley trying to find Bratton, he can't. Lackey backhands it to Studioso. 40 seconds remain with this 4-on-4 play. Studioso trying to buy some time. Short angle shot. Shuck puts in the corner. Flair coming out with it. But he gets his pass intercepted by Craig. Craig has it. 20 seconds now remain on 4-on-4. And we're under 10 minutes remaining in the hockey game. Wrist shot on. Saved by Moore. Cross-ice play gets batted down in the air by Kowalchuk. Bo, he skates it up. Now gets to Platt. Platt drops it for Kowalchuk with some space. Over to, looked to be Hoffenkamp, and it was an unbelievable stop by Brandon Shuck. As it's the third goalie Missouri State's using. And Shuck, he might be making a case for being number one with that stop.
Effort. If you use it in a sentence, Brett, you would certainly be saying Brendan Shuck has not discontinued putting up an effort in spite of the massive tally against him tonight. Effort, E-F-F-O-R-T.
Ding! That was correct. Missouri State wins the draw, but gets it out to the center ice line. Hoffenkamp with the puck, dropping it for Platt. Platt ends up getting checked in the boards by Wojcicki. Barrett just out of the reach for his line mate O'Brien, and that goes for an icing. And it looks to be an elbowing call coming back into play, and it looks to be an Arizona State player heading to the box.
That'll be Thomas Bowe heading to the box, his second infraction tonight for the Sun Devils. As he's been a spark plug in every end of the ice, really wanting to make a good debut for head coach Tate Green and company. And I think he's certainly done that tonight from the back end. He's provided some good breakout passes, alleviating the pressure when the Ice Bears seemed like they were on the verge of putting something together. Bowe would make a good play to break something up or get the puck out of his own end, skate it out, pass it out, what have you. And, you know, he's also been laying the body physically, and I think that's something you really like to see, especially when you add a guy that's 6'3", 200-plus pounds on the back end, is you want to see him being physical, playing with an edge, because that's something we haven't seen too much from the Sun Devils this season.
And head coach Tate Green really wanted to emphasize how well both of these new pickups have been going with Bowe, as well as a player that's not playing tonight, Spencer Yank from Calgary, Alberta, on how they've been able to fit in seamlessly with the team and in the locker room, and not really missing a beat and really feeling a part of the team, although only coming to the team this year. Looks to be possible penalty, and now a little bit of jawing going on in the corner as both players are trying to fight for it, and going into the boards hard was a Missouri State player, number 16, Josh Bell.
And it's good to see Bell get up after that one. That looked a little scary at first, a little reminiscent of the Clayton Lackey play down in Tucson around Thanksgiving of last year. And Hoffenkamp, certainly not a malicious player. I don't think anyone would ever put that on him. Just a little unfortunate. He went in a little too firmly on that hold, and it was just kind of in that Goldilocks zone, if you will, for dangerous plays going into the boards where he managed to lose an edge, the defenseman. And luckily he's able to get up. No injuries. We'd love to see that. And now an extended power play opportunity once again for the Ice Bears.
It'll be a 5-on-3 for about a minute and 20 seconds for the Ice Bears to just be able to get some momentum going on this road trip, as they still have to go down to Tucson to play U of A. Play ends up going in offside. And mentioning earlier, Niall, about victories after regulation, the Sun Devils have 5 victories after regulation this season. But again, in terms of the rankings, that's something where they don't take that into account.
No, they certainly do not, and it's too bad for the Sun Devils, especially when you go back and watch a lot of those games. And ironically, more than half of them, or a little less than half possibly, have come against U of A. And that's a team that's been ranked very high since the very start of the season. And those are games they could have won in regulation, too. You could certainly make the case for it with a little bit more polish and finish.
Blocked by Clayton Lackey, and really shows his character and why he has an A on his chest, only being his first season as a Sun Devil. the score is 8-1, and he's still kneeling down and blocking shots.
It's absolutely beautiful to see, and you wouldn't think that you'd be getting that from Clayton Lackey. He's been the Sidney Crosby of the team this year, just scoring goals, putting up a massive amount of assists, being right there at the very top of the team lead in points all season long. But to come out, as you said, a freshman, doing all that he is offensively, and then laying the body out on defense in an 8-1 game on a 5-on-3 opportunity, that just breeds great character and great culture, and that'll just make its way into the rest of the team. Very infectious, and you love to see it.
And I think like anything else, if you have your top players, the one setting the tone, that's only going to allow the other players to fall in line.
Oh, that's certainly the case. That's 100% accurate. You want to see your best players being your best players on the ice, points-wise and defensively, too.
Because now Lackey is fighting for it in the corner. There's the puck still alive, and now it's finally blown down by the referee closest to the play. And Lackey's able to get up.
And it's interesting, Brett, you want to take some real-life examples. We've seen it in the real world where hockey teams, on the highest level in the NHL, will make changes that you might not think make a lot of sense, but, on paper it doesn't seem to be the right move. But really what they're doing is they want to get the culture and the mood in the locker room right and the work ethic right off the ice in order to set up success at the other end when they actually do get on the ice and play the 60-minute games. And I think that's been the biggest difference for the Sun Devils when you look at last season compared to this season, is just the infectious work ethic and culture we've seen from the very get-go.
And especially in the ACHA at this level of college hockey, it's those little things that make the difference, that separate good teams from great teams, from champions from the have-nots, of being able to have that culture and those intangibles off the ice.
And for this program, there were a lot of years of great success for the Sun Devils. And then about the time the NCAA team came in, obviously there was going to be some change. There was going to be some moving parts. And since then, the team's kind of been struggling to put it together, as some of the better players either graduated, moved on, got promoted, what have you. And the team just hasn't been able to really fight back from that. But this season, we've seen some great recruiting by head coach Tate Green and company, GM Ted Burr, and just some great work across the board to really build a team and a locker room that can win in any situation.
Missouri State enters in offside, but the Sun Devils do kill off both of those power plays for the Ice Bears, and the score remains at 8-1.
And certainly that's something you can also look at on the other end of the ice with the Missouri State Ice Bears, is, they lose some veteran guys. That's a lot of leadership at the beginning of the season. 3 veteran defensemen. That's leadership at a key position that you're losing, and that's going to be a lot more than just some block shots on the stat sheet or a couple assists here and there. It's going to be everything, whether it's in the workout room, whether it's on the training table, whether it's in the classroom, that they're going to be missing out on. And the Bears really, have been working hard to try to put something back together on the ice and kind of find some semblance of the team they thought they were going to have going into the season. And you have to applaud their effort, as they've been working all year to get back to that point.
Searing with a shot on, saved. Still loose in front. Goaltender trying to figure it out, and Shuck is able to do just enough to keep it out. Ice Bears the other way on the left side, but they go in offside as Wojcicki was trying to drag his leg, but his 6'1", 185 frame was not big enough to be able to keep himself on side.
And with our limited viewing this season on Missouri State, it's hard to know the ins and outs of the teams, but one player that I thought has put in a great performance all night, Travis Barrett, the St. Peters, Missouri native, in the second period when things were really starting to open up in favor of the Sun Devils. There was one shift where Barrett made his way all the way down the ice offensively and then skated all the way back, lifted a stick to break up the play for the Sun Devils when they had all the momentum, and it seemed like they were carrying the game completely on their shoulders. And that's just the kind of effort that you're going to want to see across the board from Missouri State, and hopefully it can breed into the other players.
Chambers couldn't get the shot off. He's still tangled up with Fuller, and Ice Bears are able to clear it out. Derek Smith retreats back in his own zone with the puck. Smith walks out the right side, cross-ice pass. Trying to hustle there was Rubin, and he's able to get it in deep. Slavic with a nice defensive play, able to poke the puck away from Bell. And Arizona State goes now and dumps the puck. Under 5 minutes remain in this third period. As is really the second period that was the difference tonight for Arizona State, and they now have an 8-1 lead. Bo winds one back in and gloving it down and giving it to his defenseman was Shuck, the goaltender. Plurd. Now to Lackey. Lackey on the right side, back to Plurd. Plurd centers that for Studioso, but he was trying to touch it up to the point, but it ends up getting blocked. By himself, Brackbill cuts in the middle, but ends up mishandling the puck, and the Ice Bears have to touch the puck up. Matthew Craig, cross-ice dump for Brackbill. Brackbill ends up getting taken down by Bo. A no call from the referee. High shot from Matty, ends up missing high, kept in by Lauder. Studioso comes out with the puck. Kicks it out to Plurd. Plurd. Back to Studioso, trying to find it. Bo activating from the point, keeps it in. Still trying to find it, he can't. Just out of reach for Clayton Lackey to get to the puck. Lackey stops, curls back, but pass gets intercepted by Matty. Clayton Lackey on the back check, couldn't get the puck away from O'Brien. Lounder. Lounder just getting mauled by Platt on that forecheck. And Arizona State now has possession of it. They touch up, back on side. Jet Larson trying to fit it in 5-hole, but Shuck's able to shut the door. Ice Bears chip the puck in. Moore plays it around to Landfear. Landfear ends up getting the puck taken away to Salnikov, but Salnikov had the puck in his skates and he couldn't pull the trigger. Now comes over to Bell. Bell with the shot on, and that gets deflected wide. Salnikov gets the puck taken away by Hoffenkamp. Hoffenkamp still with the puck. Hoffenkamp takes it all the way, and he ends up getting the shot, but the rebound from Shuck goes off the netting.
And there's a number of players tonight that you could certainly make a case for the player of the game. You could start with Bronson Moore and certainly move your way up through the defense into multiple forwards. And Drew Platt trying to throw his hat a little further into the ring with that great shift. Inside of 3 minutes left in an 8-1 game, you see him skating hard off the bench, laying a check, stripping a man of the puck, making a drop pass to Jet Larson for a great scoring opportunity. And Drew Platt, who's been all over it since the opening faceoff, just continues to work hard late into the twilight hours of this game.
Jet Larson bangs one off the boards to Hoffenkamp. Now under 2 minutes left. Fuller just clears it out. Hosworth, D-to-D with Slavic. Slavic. Hoffenkamp ends up soccering it to Porter. Porter on the left side, centers that in front, but it's behind Jet Larson. Now about 1:35 remaining in the final home game for the Sun Devils for the 2019-2020 season. Shaw sauces it to Husted. Husted, he couldn't get it out of the skates of Fuller. Now the point shot from Bo. He cranks one, but it ends up getting saved. Husted has to hustle to get back to that puck. Now under 60 seconds remain in this final period. Bo's shot misses high and goes out of play for a stoppage. And it Yeah, it looks to be head coach State Green putting out the fourth line, which has the only senior on this team, Austin Palumbo, out for probably his final skate here at Oceanside. Ice Bears dump the puck in. Lanfear trying to find it. Still loose around. It comes up to Palumbo. Palumbo, it's a 2-on-1. Palumbo and Demon. Palumbo trying to find Demon, but it gets deflected up in the corner. Ice Bears still with the puck. Alex Rubin, he'll just chip the puck in. Cooley ends up taking a check, but sends it in front, and Lanfear ends up blocking the shot, and Moore freezes it. About 25.3 to be exact remains in this third period, and Arizona State have been still putting on the pressure against Missouri State. Chambers trying to get the puck out. He can't. Kowalchuk's able to get it out with second effort. Demon again to the senior Palumbo. Palumbo the wrist shot on, and saving that was Brendan Shuck.
Not the most considerate save in Shuck's career, as I think everyone here knows Palumbo's gunning for just that one last opportunity late in this game. He does have a goal to his name already tonight, to his credit. A great game from the senior, looking to get one more in the final seconds.
Bo, the one-timer, as he was a little bit off balance, and he couldn't get the accuracy on it. Bo with it. Rishani fans on it as play expires. And Arizona State with a dominant performance tonight, coming off the winter break by winning this game against Missouri State, a team that did actually play last weekend, so they didn't really have too much rust, but Arizona State ended up coming out on top as we come up here to the Oceanside press box. Brett Vaughn here with Niall Cooper, and Niall, from what we can remember from the start of the season, head coach State Green really wanted his team to play a full 60 minutes. And although it wasn't a competitive game towards the end here tonight, I think they still had that effort that they came and showed in the first period.
I think they certainly did. And, you know, it wasn't just earlier the comment about effort on behalf of the Ice Bears, but I think going back, if my memory serves me correct, that was the first word out of State Green's mouth at the start of the year. He wanted to see effort, a full 60-minute effort from his team every game all night, and that's something that they've been working towards over the course of the year. You know, it started in spurts here and there. They'd have a good period, a good shift, and, you know, was trying to put it all together. And, you know, this is a young group. This is a group that's been building chemistry, learning chemistry within and among themselves throughout the season. And I think we saw a great culmination with the last home game of the season tonight in terms of everyone coming together, good goaltending, sound defense, great offense, creativity, physicality, just across the board. If you're checking your boxes at home, I think you can check just about all of them tonight.
For Missouri State, probably not the performance they wanted, but again, for them, it's going to be some tough sledding, playing against a lot of ranked opponents. What do you think they can possibly take out, if anything, out of this game to go for the long run towards the end of the season?
Well, I think it's certainly going to be that when you play a team that's ranked high, and Arizona State may be ranked a little bit lower than they should be, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, you are really going to have to bring your A game. You know, the goaltender's going to have to make some big saves, and I think we saw that early as Brady was really bailing them out in a lot of situations. But defensively, they're going to have to be a little bit more sound, and they're really going to just have to focus on, you know, being smart with the puck and not turning it over. And then from there, I think opportunities will start to come for the Ice Bears.
And now for our final player of the game, brought to you by Hungry Howie's Pizza. Who is it tonight?
Well, our final player of the game, it has to go to the senior, Austin Palumbo, on senior night. Just a great effort from him. You saw the team was rallying around him from the start of the game. Some great moments early on, a great moment at the end when he stepped on the ice inside that final minute and kept on the ice for that entire shift. We can give an honorable mention to Damon Porter. He was all over the ice offensively. And then in goal, Bronson Moore, I thought he made some key saves. That 5-on-3, he really came up huge for the Sun Devils, and the 5-on-3 was where they were able to, you know, cement themselves in the game, get a foothold, and then propel themselves to the victory later on. But certainly Austin Palumbo, our Hungry Howie's player of the game on senior night, just a great effort from him and a great way to go out.
And although this being Arizona State's last home game of the season, they still have a lot of work to do trying to battle for one of those last spots to make it to Dallas and the Nationals. But all of their games are going to be away games from here on out. And what do you think Arizona State has to do, and also what they can even gain from playing all those away games?
Well, it's certainly going to be an experience because, as you mentioned, Nationals, unfortunately, not going to be happening in Tempe, Arizona this year, going to be in Frisco, Texas. And earlier in the season on the road, we've seen the Sun Devils struggle to put in that full 60-minute effort. You know, they've been able to bring it sometimes out of the gate. A few times it's that slow start. And I think tonight is honestly something that if you can, bottle that up and be able to bring that out on the road. They held on in the early parts of the game, got some big saves, managed to find their legs. And then from there, when you're on the road, it's getting those legs, getting those bus legs out of the way, and then being able to establish their game. And the Sun Devils are certainly skilled enough. They're fast enough. And now they're physical enough with the new additions on the back end and at forward that I think that they can be able to take that game to just about any opponent they play.
And from Nala and I want to say thank you so much to the viewers watching all season long on Arizona State Hockey YouTube, making our job a lot easier, and love bringing the action to everyone at home.
That certainly is the case. Every one of you viewers that tune in, we thank you so much. It's been a pleasure all season long, whether, there was the 5 people watching the pregame segment, 100 people watching during the game, or 40 people watching in the postgame. We appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you so much for tuning in.
We'd also like to say a special thank you to a very select group who help us make this broadcast possible. First, we want to say thank you to the Arizona State ACHA Hockey Organization. General Manager Ted Burr, Head Coach Tate Green, Assistant Coaches Jim Nellis, Austin Klein, and the Athletic Trainer Jacob.
Certainly the case, and on my behalf, I'd also like to give a massive thank you to my own family for tuning in each and every game and all the great scratches we've had, whether they're putting in a great effort on the ice, putting in a great effort behind the camera, especially tonight, Spencer Yank. We're going to tip our hats to him. A great job, his first game behind the camera. Everyone that makes this broadcast possible, it's been a great year.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to my family too, John, Elena, and Kira, who are out there watching, as well as Grandpa Gungung. Thank you so much for watching all year long. And partner, I don't know, I feel like the season's been so short, cut short a little bit with all these games happening.
Certainly the case. The front-loaded schedule, at one point it seemed like we were in here just about as much as, we were at home with our families, and now the season's come to an end, and I'm looking forward to what's left for the Sun Devils, as I think they're going to make a real run this year at the Nationals.
Folks, again, thank you so much for tuning in all year long as well as tonight, and wanted to let you know that the final score here from Tempe is Arizona State winning the game by the score of 8-1 against the Missouri State Ice Bears. And before we go, we do have one special member of our broadcast team who's here that would like to say a few words.
Hi, folks. This is Doc Behind the Glass, otherwise known as Niall's dad. I want to thank you for watching all season on ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube.